Hello.
My name is Natalie.
I'm Heath, and this is Growing My Veggie Garden.
Welcome to our new patch. 5 months ago, we decided to take a second plot in a community garden in Largo, Florida. When planning how we were going to build our new veggie garden, we knew we wanted raised beds because they offer the following benefits. Less weeding and maintenance. This is the best reason to have raised beds. Less work for us in the garden. Better drainage. This is crucial for plants to avoid root rot. Better way to manage our garden. The lines are clear where we should plant our seeds. Soil is less compacted. Dense soil is hard and usually dry. It prevents the growth of plant roots. The less compacted the soil, the better drainage and growth for plants. These were really good reasons to build raised beds, but financially, it didn't sound possible. Building the raised beds with wood, tile, or bricks felt like a big investment for a garden that was not completely ours. We researched and found a possible option for raised beds. Fabric raised beds. They got great reviews when it came to drainage, durability, and price. We decided to give them a try. We got bags that measured 8 feet by 2 feet for the price of $44. If we built the same area with wood, it would have cost us $320. With tile, the price would have been $240. With brick, it would have cost us $150. The fabric raised beds seemed like the best option, but the reason that convinced us to buy them was that if for some reason we had to leave the patch, we could take our plants and soil with us, making this a great investment. We bought enough bags to make our patch half raised beds and half ground. We wanted to test the fabric raised beds and make sure our seeds would grow in them. It took us a couple of months to clean the area, prepare the soil, and design our patch. At the beginning of April, we planted our seeds. Let's check with our gardeners, Natalie and Heath, to see what's happened to the garden in the last 3 months.
Hello, welcome to our new veggie patch.
This is a different patch from the last one we had, which was a raised garden. We had onions, we had veggies, we had turnips, some other things there.
Radishes.
Radishes, that's right. I remember picking those.
Yeah.
This is actually a lower down,
Lettuce.
more sort of in-ground garden. So we're trying some different ways of planting plants. This garden is actually about 10 feet by 18 feet. And you can see how crazy our plants all went. And we've got watermelons around, we've got butternut squash around. It's really a productive amount of plant activity in a really small area.
We wanted to try raised beds because it's the best way. Raised beds is the best way to grow your plants because you don't get weeds and it keeps it away from animals more than it would on the ground.
Right, and you can control the soil as well, the kind of soil you start with, the nutrients you put in there, any kind of fertilizers you may use. It's just in that area and you're not worrying about a whole garden, and you're not worrying about what might be in the natural soil, which could have some kinds of parasites sometimes and things that might hurt the plants. So you totally control your garden with a raised bed. Here we don't have the big raised beds that you normally think of, but we do have these sort of fabric boxes which separate our soil in the box, the little fabric boxes, from the soil on the ground. So you get the same effect without being the big, sometimes really expensive to build, waist-high raised beds that you sometimes think about. But we've got that with our squash plants here, which went completely crazy in these raised beds. And then we've got more in the natural soil back here. We've got, they're hard to see because they're buried in there, but we have some really big vines for watermelon. And then amongst that, we've got some hibiscus here that'll actually help us make some hibiscus tea once they get fully mature and start making the flowers.
What happened to the squash leaves?
Well, you've got some little holes in here and little rifts there. That's just different kinds of bugs like to eat plants and the plants that we grow. So they've come in and nibbled and made some rips and some tears and some holes, but overall, these, you can see they look really healthy. And I mean, these leaves are as big as all of our hands put together on these squash plants. That's amazing. And buried underneath, there are a few squash.
Over there,
yep.
There's at least 2 squashes.
Yep. And what's the white bag about?
I think it's for keeping insects, like, because the insects don't know what to do to get to the fruit with the white bag on.
Vegetable bags, I think they're called, and they're just little mesh white bags. So if you're a bunny that comes along and wants to nibble on that yummy looking fruit and you take a bite and you get a mouthful of mesh bag instead, maybe it discourages them from chomping a little bit more.
Yeah.
And helps keeps the bugs off as well. So we've got all our melons, our watermelons wrapped in these cool bags to help keep out the predators and the vegetable predators and the and the bugs. So Natalie, do you remember when we planted these seeds? All of these plants came from seeds.
I think it was about 3 months ago, and look at it.
That's right. We planted in the first week of April and we're filming this in the first week of July, just the day before July 4th. Yay! So Natalie, if you look over here at the watermelon vines going along this, how long do you think the vine is right there?
10 feet?
10 feet? So this whole plot is about 10 feet wide by about 18 feet long. So if you look at that vine, it starts over here and goes all the way to the end. That's 18 feet of vine. And there's a couple strands of the vine. And if you see on the other side of this, there's actually vines going all over the ground as well and going down that way to the next plot. So, I mean, there's probably 100 feet of watermelon vine going all over the place in 3 months and growing watermelons that are as big as your head hanging all over the plant. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And even these squash plants, like here, you've got probably, I don't know, 6 feet of squash, vines growing up, and over here, another plant just as big. And the squash, which is white down there, isn't quite ready to eat. So why do you think that is?
Maybe it takes the squash longer to ripen than the watermelon.
It seems that way, and although that squash, that, like I said, the whole plant grew in about 3 months, but the squash itself, the vegetable, has been growing for about 2 weeks, and it's already this tall. It's like a foot tall.
Yeah.
But it's not quite ready to eat because it's still got to thicken its skin. It's got to get that color. You don't want to pick a vegetable before it looks like it's the right color to eat and it's ripe. So it's still probably got a month more of growing before they're ready. But I think some of these watermelons that are as big as your head are gonna be ready to pick today. So now, are you ready to get the watermelon off the vine and take a taste test?
Yeah, I have my scissors right here.
Awesome. So first thing we're gonna need to do is unwrap this guy. So let's see if we can unravel the net. And there's a few ways actually to tell when your watermelon is ready to go. Do you know what those ways might be?
I think you look at these little tendrils and they're actually brown. That means it's ready.
That's right. So you'll see some, and I think we've already trimmed them off, but there'll be little tendrils like this down here, and they're brown. What that means is the fruit isn't feeding from the plant. It's not taking any more energy, so it's done growing. What else?
I think maybe you tap on it.
Yeah, if you tap on it, and you can do this in the grocery store too. When you tap on it, it sounds hollow. You want to tap on it?
Sounds hollow.
Sounds hollow, so it's ready. And the other way is when you've had them that they're sitting on the ground for a long time, you'll get kind of a white spot. This guy's been hanging more. He's just recently hit the ground, but you'll develop that white spot to show you that it's ready to go. But this guy's ready to go. So you want to give it a little snip above there, and we'll take it off.
Where do I cut?
I would cut just above on the stem right there.
Here?
Yep. Ooh, that was easy.
And
oh, here you go. Let me hold the scissors. Oh gosh, it's heavy. And look at that. I told you. As big as your head.
now we're gonna cut the watermelon open and then eat it.
It's gonna be delicious, I think, growing it all by ourselves, all
Yeah.
natural. So this is an early moonbeam watermelon. There's lots of different kinds of watermelons. What do you think we're gonna see when we cut into this delicious watermelon?
Red fruit.
Of course. All right. Let me see if I can do this without cutting off my fingers. Be very careful with a sharp knife. And the watermelon's got that thick rind, so you gotta kind of saw into it. Whoa! Let's see here if I can find my cut. Get this cut in half.
Wow.
It's huge.
Can
like
I peel
said.
it open?
Yeah, here we go. All right, ready? Pull it apart. Wait a minute.
It's yellow.
It's yellow.
What?
That's awesome and very beautiful. Look at all the seeds in there. We could plant probably 100 more watermelons from this.
Yeah.
I have never
Let's eat
had
that
a yellow watermelon, so this is going to be interesting. So once again, very careful with the knife, especially through that thick rind. Pull that apart, and now we can maybe get some slices here. Get a nice big slice here.
I can't wait to try it.
It looks yummy. That's so cool. Oh, so many seeds. All right, there you go. Take a bite. And you're the watermelon expert in the family. You love watermelon, so what do you think?
It's so good. Try it.
Hold on,
Here,
I'll get one of these. Pull out some of those seeds. Very juicy. Oh my gosh, so good. You got juice dripping down your chin. So, Natalie, what do you think of yellow, early moonbeam watermelon?
It's so good.
Yeah? Is it better than what we get in the store with the normal red stuff, do you think? Or the same, or what?
Yeah, because this is actually really fresh from the garden.
It's true. It's like 5 minutes old. The thing that I love about this that's so different than the ones you see in the grocery store is all these seeds. You think about the red ones, you don't even have to spit any seeds out. Usually there's so tiny and so few in there. But this is a different breed that's got tons of seeds. So you could still eat it, but you end up spitting a lot of seeds out like a machine gun. We're gonna chomp down on this and finish this off.
Thank you for tuning in.
See you next time.
Wow, that watermelon sure looks delicious. Thank you for tuning in. It was fun to have you in our new patch. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our social media channels. See you next time.